Hello everyone, welcome back to Granny Yoga. Today we have a counterbalance practice. So this practice takes place in our kitchen or wherever your countertops are located. Maybe for a prop you could grab a little towel or blanket just to cushion your hands here on the corner of the countertop, totally optional. So grab any prop that you need and let's get started. Alright everyone, welcome. So we're going to start here just by finding our spacing with our counter. So stepping the feet back, stacking the hips over the ankles here, and I'm just finding this little bit of a long reach with my arms. And so notice that I'm not dumping all my weight. I can still release my hands from the counter and wiggle my toes. All my weight is in the heels and the pads of my feet. So just kind of take a moment, find your structure. This is kind of the base of our practice with our hips stacked over our knees and ankles and leaning forward to the edge of the countertop. And again, as I mentioned before, maybe getting a little extra cushion here for your hands. If that works, you can get a nice fluffy towel or blanket. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're going to pull the heart forward and kind of create this straight line from crown all the way down to our heel. And I'm a little long in the arms here, and just begin to pedal it out, rolling up onto the balls of the feet. Just warming up through your arches, your Achilles and your calves, your knees, hips, everything gets moving right away. And let's start this warm up by connecting with our breath that we're going to use for our practice. So maybe just a couple cleansing breaths in through the nose, side out, and two more just like that. In through the nose, nice long exhale. One more. Wonderful. Let the heels get nice and heavy here. Kind of pulling the heart forward. Nice, beautiful line again from crown all the way to the ankles. And I'm going to inhale, lift the chin, pull the heart forward. And then exhale, send the hips back. And let your head just kind of melt between your shoulders. And so you can extend your hands here just to create a little bit more space in the shoulders and the side body. Nice flat back to get started. Maybe giving yourself just a little bit of space here in your knees so you're not locking them out. Couple big full body breaths. Beautiful. I'm going to tuck my chin, lengthen in the back of the neck, and then I'm going to roll myself back up right to this little high plank, and then go ahead right back to that pedal. In and out through the nose. Let's use that yogi breath. Excellent. Coming into stillness here. Heels are nice and heavy. I'm going to inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, roll it up, keeping that chin tucked down right to the top of that breath. Lifting, opening up through the throat. Exhale, melt it all down. So you're going to create this little flow here. Inhale, rolls you back up. Opening in the front body. Beautiful. And then exhale, melts you back down. So find the pace that works for you, just following your breath. We're getting every single vertebrae involved here. And wherever you are, just do this little flow one more time. And then we'll all meet together in this nice high plank pose. And just go ahead, pedal the feet a couple times, shake it off. Excellent. So nice and strong here in the hands. If you need to use your cushion, I'm going to gently lower myself down. Now you're going to find your edge here. Maybe just this is enough for you, and that's great. We're still having a little contraction in our biceps. We're holding our weight up against the counter. But if you have a little space here in your elbows, not out, but down towards your body, lower your chest down and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Send it back. We're going to come through that again and just hold for as long as you can and finding your edge. So meet me back here, nice straight spine, and I'm going to lower myself down. So maybe this is as far as you can go. Maybe you're lowering yourself a little bit deeper. It's just whatever feels right for your body. When you find your edge here, we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Push away, melt the head between the shoulders. Nice big breath, finding that expansion in the side body. And then I want you to just give yourself a little bend here in the knees. And as you lower the hips down, let the little arch in your low back. And then I'm going to press myself back up, high plank. Great job, pedal it out. In and out through the nose. Beautiful. All right, our first little balancing act here. We're going to melt the heart down, nice and steady here on the counter, and I'm going to shift my weight to this right foot. And I'm going to lift this left leg up. Now, maybe you're just here 6 inches off the ground. I'm not sure what you can see in the camera. Maybe you're really lifting that left leg up, okay? If you're going as high as you can, you want to keep those back toes dialed down. Beautiful, let that go. Plant that foot back, hip is over your ankle, and we're going to shift our foot over here into the left side and reach the right foot back. And melt it down. Excellent, so you got a little bit of a hang of that. Let's go back to that left side, nice and strong in that right standing leg. Lift that left foot up, and again, maybe you're just here. We have the counter for support. Big breath in, pressing through that right foot, lifting up from the ground, finding that stability in the hip, and then go ahead, step that left foot up. Now, notice as I land here, there's a little bend in my knee, knee over ankle. Awesome. Planted through that back foot, and I have this nice stretch going down the back of that right leg. And so here we're going to just work on our balance. Making a little connection with our core, I'm going to sweep my hands up. Now, if you find yourself feeling a little wobbly here, it's okay. You can stabilize yourself by just leaving one hand on the countertop. Inhale, nice big reach, opening up here in the side body, and as your fingertips are reaching up, take a big breath in. And float the hands back down. Excellent. I'm going to press away from the countertop. Send that left foot back next to the right, and then just kind of pedal it out. Beautiful. Let's open up through the throat and the chest here. Big breath in. Exhale, send the hips back. So working with this other side, I'm going to shift my weight to that left foot, reach that right leg up, finding your edge, finding how high you can lift that foot. And there's no prize here. It's just kind of a personal challenge, like, what's my flexibility? What's my mobility here? But of course, no judgment. Let's step that right foot up, right underneath the knee. So I have this nice bend here. Ankle under the knee. Beautiful. Nice little stretch on that left side. Connect with your core. Let's just go for balance here. So reaching those hands up. And again, it's all good if you're feeling a little wobbly. Inhale. And exhale, float it back down. Great job. I'm gonna press away from the counter and pedal it out. Excellent. So nice long back. We're gonna call this high plank, straight line here, crown to heel. And this time I'm gonna do a little bicep work, finding my edge, but I'm gonna do more of like a push-up action. So lowering yourself down and pressing yourself away. Wherever your edge is, let's do about 5. And again, sometimes just kind of holding this here for 5 seconds is plenty because we're still engaged with our biceps. So if this little countertop push-up is out of reach for you, it's okay, no worries. I lost count, I'm gonna take one more. Beautiful, and then send those hips back. Reach the fingertips. We wanna create this length here from our hip to our shoulder. And then breathe into your torso. Beautiful. All right, shifting that weight here over to the left foot, right leg reaches up, and then steps it forward. Excellent. So I'm landing here again, knee over ankle. And this time now I'm gonna rotate on that left foot and create a little warrior 2. So you can find a lot of depth here, but you can just sort of leave that left foot where it is. Imagine there's a straight line from my heel to my arch, and hopefully maybe you can see that in the camera, I'm not sure. Anyways, warrior 2, I'm gonna open up this left fingertips to the side. Maybe you can add that right arm in, but again, if you need stability here, use your counter, that's what it's here for. One big breath. We're opening the hip here on the right side. Beautiful. Drop that back hand now. If you need the counter for support, maybe you're just gonna sit this part out, but let's try here. Lifting up that right hand, creating this nice reach from hip to wrist, and then exhale, reverse. Notice how my left shoulder is nice and heavy. It's not crunched up towards my ears. I'm breathing into that right side body. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna swing that over. Countertop is here to catch you. And then left side, little side angle. I'm gonna lean into this right knee. And again, wrist all the way to ankle. Big breath. Try to find a little space here. So if you're like me and the countertop is making you crunch that shoulder, see if you can drop that right shoulder. One more big breath. Beautiful, and then we're gonna reverse that back through center and do it one more time. So up and over on that right side, keeping that core kind of tucked in. We wanna stretch through the middle of our back and our side body. Awesome, float that around, left arm comes up and over. Excellent, and then I'm gonna come back, bringing that left hand back to the countertop, rotating on that back foot, and then stepping it back, and kind of reestablishing that base that you started the practice with. So if you need to kind of pause and check in, making sure that your hips are stacked over your ankles, and that your longs are armed, but your weight's not dumping forward. So that's kind of the home base here in this practice. Excellent. I'm gonna open up through the throat, through the chest, big breath in, and exhale, melt the hips back. Just take a breath or two here. Beautiful. I'm gonna shift my weight to the right, lift that left leg up nice and long here, keeping those toes dialed down. Inhale, lift, reach, expand. Exhale, step it up. Now, I'm going to rotate on that back foot and turn my back to you, unfortunately. Beautiful, finding that reach in the arms. So we're not just kind of like willy-nilly bringing our hands out here, we're really reaching through those opposite fingertips, creating that opening in the chest. Again, use the countertop for stability if you need that here. Inhale, reaching up and over. And then bring that left hand back down to the countertop. Right arm comes up and over. Nice side body stretch here. Beautiful. Let's come back through center. A little bit of a reach, a big breath. And then I'm going to go through that flow again. Finding this nice full side body stretch on the right side. Amazing, and then I'm going to meet you back up to center. And then let's rotate ourselves back to the counter. Slip that right foot back, find your base, pedal it out. Excellent. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart. Exhale, meld the heart down. No rush here. Excellent little stretch. Everybody loves this stretch. It feels so good in the shoulders and in the hips and low back. Try not to hyperextend or lock your knees out. Give yourself a little space. Excellent. I'm going to bend through the knees, drop the hips. Notice where you feel this extension in your back. And then inhale, wind yourself all the way back up. Beautiful. Head over heart, pedal it out. Excellent. Go ahead, step up to the countertop, and we're going to work on a balancing practice called tree. So we use tree a lot in yoga. It's tucking this foot like right up against your thigh, balancing. This is tree pose. Don't be intimidated. I just wanted to show you the full expression. So we're going to modify tree, standing tree, using the counter for support. So I'm going to start here just by finding my balance in that right side. So just lifting the left toes off the ground. You can kind of maybe support yourself if you need that. But notice when you shift your weight to a side that that hip doesn't pop out. We're not dumping our weight here, all right? We're nice and tall and strong. So pressing away from the ground with that standing foot, stacking that hip over the knee, over the ankle. Beautiful. Now, for this left side, I'm just gonna keep it low today, all right? You're welcome if you're familiar with tree or you want to add a little bit more. Maybe you're gonna snuggle your foot right here on the calf. Maybe you're gonna just lift that heel right up to the inner thigh and practice from here. But for the video, I'm just gonna keep my toes low, right at the ankle, and I'm externally rotating this left hip out. So making this little core connection to help create that lift in the upper body. So I'm nice and tall here. Excellent. All right, so in and out through the nose, and let's just challenge ourselves with our balance. So maybe just lifting one hand up, growing those branches nice and tall, maybe adding both hands here, lifting the right hand up nice and tall. When you find that lift in your fingers and your arms, let's relax our shoulders down, kind of like we're holding a big beach ball overhead, just creating that space in the shoulders. Maybe 2 full breaths in and out through the nose. Beautiful. And if you want to challenge your balance just a little bit more, join me as I reach through the fingertips and lift my gaze to the ceiling. Now maybe that's not happening for you, that's okay. Just reach through your fingertips, bring all 5 fingers together, and let's bring those hands right down here to our midline. Hands at heart center. Beautiful. Feeling a little bit of heat here in that hip. It's all good. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's shake that off. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Awesome. Now, I don't want to turn my back to you for the other side, so I'm going to stay facing the camera. But again, if we're going to be rotating here on this this right side, using the countertop for our left hand. But I'm going to stay facing you. So nice and rooted in this left foot. I'm going to just kind of lift the right foot off the ground just to find that stability, finding that lift. Not only do we want to kind of press that foot down into the floor to provide that lift in the leg, we also want to just make that core connection to continue that energetic lift up through our torso, up through the crown. Excellent. And then we're going to find where that right leg belongs. So I'm going to practice down here to my ankle. Remember, you're welcome to come here, here. The knee is not so great because we don't want to press on that joint. If you have your foot sort of snuggled up against your inner thigh, you're pressing your foot against your thigh and you're pressing your thigh against your foot. So there's like quite a bit of tension there that sort of holds the posture. So not so great for on our knee. I'm going to meet you here nice and low. Notice that that hip doesn't kind of pop out. We want to keep it nice in line. And then go ahead, find your branches, find your lift. Use the counter if you need to. Inhale, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, open up, nice and wide in the shoulders. I love tree pose. The symbolism in tree is so beautiful. It's just kind of about being grounded, rooted here in the earth, while simultaneously reaching up above our mind and our imagination to the highest possibilities. So, such a beautiful representation of being both grounded and hopeful, believing for something higher, something better. So, capturing that sentiment here in your heart as we take 2 more big breaths. Little heat building, that's all good. We're going to challenge our balance here. So if it works for you, take your gaze to the ceiling, reach through those fingertips. Maybe that's just a little too much and you don't want to take your gaze. Either way, kiss those fingers together and draw your hands right down here to heart center. Excellent. Yes, shake it off. We'll come back to the counter here and just kind of pedal it out. Just sort of shaking out those hips. Amazing. And then one more of those luscious side body stretches. So we'll open through the front body first, taking that big breath in, reaching the chin, opening in the throat, and then exhale, send the hips back. Excellent. Tuck your chin, roll yourself all the way back up, head over heart. Beautiful. Alrighty, I'll meet you right here by your countertop. Thank you so much for joining me. I love counterbalance practice. If you continue to meet me here in this video, you'll really get the hang of some of the flow that we're doing, and it's a great thing to just practice parts of it, maybe while you're making your coffee in the morning or boiling a pot of water at dinner for some noodles. You can just kind of lean up against your counter, do some stretching, and do some breathing. So the love, the light in me is so honored to be a guide to the love and the light in each of you. Namaste.